Good morning and welcome to day 2 of this special coverage of the MUNUR15. Joining me now is the full team of journalists that will be reporting on this conference. I'll be talking about today about what will happen at the General Assembly. Paula, how are you? Good morning.
Good morning, I'm really fine. I'm really excited because today I'll be covering all the commissions for ECOSOC. What about you, Germán?
Hello, Paula. I'm excellent. I'm excited because I'm going to be working on the activities of regional committees, especially on the reunion of African and European Union. And what about you, Samuel?
Good morning, guys. I'll be reporting from the special agencies. I'm glad to be part of the team.
Okay, so we hope you are going to have a great coverage too.
Delegado, yo les hago la siguiente propuesta. No digamos, si queremos capturarlos, tenemos que crear con qué lo vamos a capturar.
So now I'm at the GATT and the IMF. We are gonna ask ECOSOC delegates and presidents about what is going on in here. Join me.
Well, actually, all the states of the GATT 1965, they are discussing and they are negotiating about the different measures in order to prevent dumping between the states. Dumping is a bad practice, and it is a practice that it is not allowed when different states are trading different products. So they are creating and they are negotiating the different measures that must be taken in order to assure that the trade and the international measures for commerce and trade are good.
Well, basically in this committee, one of the problems that we had was what is the relationship between private companies and nations when they do this. So in order to make the crisis a little bit harder for the delegates, what we did is that private companies from all around the world decided for themselves, without the help of every nation, to go to Mars, get resources, and come back to sell them. And this will disrupt everything, because in the year 2050, we are lacking resources. We are lacking food, we are lacking oil, we are lacking everything. And companies are going there to basically sell it to the highest bidder. Well, what we want from the delegates right now is for them to react and to make these distinctions between the private and the public sector for space activities, and we believe that this crisis will bring the utmost...
Well, I'm the director of GATT, and we started discussing the dumping topic. So we just want delegates to start working on their working papers and to start presenting different solutions for the problem.
Actually, right now we discussed a motion that it was a very interesting one because it was titled Who, and they're just proposing regional solutions. Some delegates were speaking about regional courts, and basically that's what we're into right now.
We're going to take a look at the Russian committee room, where the delegates are now recurring historical figures of Russian history in the most heated debate of the century.
Estamos constituyendo nuestro Estado y no estamos para ceder territorio.
Camaradas, tenemos varias noticias que tenemos que comentarles. La movida que decidieron hacer desde el Palacio de Gobierno, en donde se buscaba informarle a la comunidad que deberían levantarse y proclamar que el gobierno bolchevique es el gobierno legítimo, ha empezado a tomar curso.
Ustedes saben mucho y actuar muy poco. Quiere tenerlo bajo nuestro control y no matarlo, listo, pero apruébelo ya.
Sugerimos que la reunión se lleve a cabo el día 25 de octubre a las 8 de la mañana en la ciudad de Brest-Litovsk. El nombramiento del delegado al comisario Trotsky como representante de este comité. ¿Todos a favor?
We're now going to ask the representatives and commissioners of the Russian people of this forum and asking if how much information they need to represent historically accurate their character and how they meet their older counterparts in this heated debate.
In a crisis committee, information is vital. Research is vital. Why? Because a crisis committee is really dynamic. So information comes into a room, goes out of the room, and if you haven't made a correct research before coming to the committee, it will be really inaccurate. You will not have the historical facts, the historical outcomes of the real events that you are facing.
It's difficult because I'm Joseph Stalin,
and is a character with a huge history in the war. And all the delegates think that I'm going to kill them, but in the Russian Revolution, I'm the Stalin of the Soviet Union, the Second World War, and I think it's fun.
I have my plenty of differences with Trotskyism, but it is a very interesting movement still, and especially in the days of the Russian Revolution, I think personally, Trotsky had a lot of very important things that he could do for the revolution.
We have reached the end of our session. I personally had a lot of fun, and the Russian committee was very, very nice. And how about you, Julian?
Well, I had seen a lot of activity despite it was a rainy day. I saw delegates pretty much discussing issues inside and outside the committees, on lobby, on informal debate. It was a great, great day of MUNUR15.
So by my part, it was a very workful day in which we could be very close to very important issues for European and African context.
So at ECOSOC, I saw a lot of work between all the delegates. And thanks, guys, for sharing with us your experience. Stay tuned.